Trump is back in the White House as of January next year. What do you think that means for international climate commitments, collaboration and ambition moving forward?
Well, the election of President Trump for a second term is bad for the climate. Let's be blunt. There's no point in sort of, whistling in the dark, engaging in happy talk. The moment I heard that he'd been elected, I immediately increased my expectation of temperature in 2050 by, let's say, 0.2 degrees of centigrade. If you thought before it was 1.7, you now must believe it's 1.9, because you just have to read what he says, and I think he will do what he says. He says he will roll back regulation which controls methane leakage, hugely important issue which we don't focus on enough. I don't think he'll do anything beyond the Inflation Reduction Act. I doubt if he'll actually revoke it, because there's a lot of, red states get subsidies, but he won't do extra, and the US has to do more in order to meet the targets that he is set. And I think in international diplomacy, I think having America as a drag anchor arguing for slow action rather than a motor arguing for let's take more action is bound to have a negative effect. Now, I think the challenge for the rest of the world, for Europe, for Africa, for Latin America, Southeast Asia, India, China, is that we have all got to work together to maintain the momentum. But it would be absurd to pretend that that is going to be easier without America on the side of that. It's going to be more difficult. Having said that, some of the US states and many companies and many financial institutions will be committed, but the federal government does matter.
Of course, President Joe Biden is not here. President Xi Jinping not here either. Do you think it's disappointing that G7 leaders, including leaders from Europe, have not shown up to this conference to push forward the climate agenda now that we all know that change is coming stateside?
My own Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, did come and did announce this very stretching 81%, stretching but achievable 81% reduction below 1990 levels by 2035. Look, I think it was always going to be the case that this COP was not going to be one for big political breakthroughs. I don't see us committing to a significant tightening of the commitment to transition beyond fossil fuels. I think more important than this COP, let's really focus on some things that can drive the implementation. Last year there was a commitment that the world should aim to triple renewables deployment by 2030. As we do that, alongside that, we have to be building grids, and we have to be building storage, both short distance and long distance, short duration and long duration. And so there are proposals for stretching targets for those as well. And I think what one should aim for out of this COP is those sort of commitments, rather than believing that we're going to get a grand political statement at a high level.